Hi everyone!
Welcome to Snake and a Lion podcast. This week we're going to be talking about The Social Dilemma. The Social Dilemma is a documentary about the bad parts of social media. And yeah, I don't know. Do you want to add anything? I don't know what else. It's just about that, the bad stuff.
Yeah. Like it's basically they grabbed a few experts on the area, like people that worked for Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram as well. I don't remember if Instagram
Um,
was in it.
and for Google as well, I think.
Yeah, and they made a commentary about it.
You've
And
probably seen it. It was very, very big on last year when it came out.
I mean, it still is.
It still
And
is.
like
Yeah.
maybe because we're studying it, like our tutors are always speaking about it, like, have you seen this? Like,
Yeah.
yes. I watched it for the first time, like as soon as it came out,
Yeah, me too.
and I then rewatch it like at least like a month ago because I watched it with six.
Yeah.
uh so I didn't rewatch it this week because I was like, I'm not able to watch a movie that I watched like less than a month ago or something like that. So I was just like, I still remember stuff. Let's keep just that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like it's a movie, it's a documentary. How many times can you like hear about facts from stuff and not
Yeah,
get tired of it?
yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
watched it
but
when it sorry.
no, continue. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was just saying I watched it when it came out back in 2020, and I've watched it this week on Monday, I think. So it's fairly recent in my head. And I also had what's it called? Help, a seminar. That's the word. I also it wasn't our university. It was like was a Cambridge University. I think it's a Cambridge college, right? Jesus College or something. Isn't that a
Um,
Cambridge college?
I have no idea.
I think so. Anyways, Jesus College, I think it's Jesus College at least, organized a seminar this week with the producer of The Social Dilemma and a girl that spoke on The Social Dilemma as well. I don't remember her from watching the movie. I don't remember where she talked or what she said in the documentary, but I don't know. It was very interesting either way.
Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to add about the seminar? Or do you want to say it during the episode?
I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I don't know. I have so many things to say about that seminar. It was like
Okay,
a
okay.
an hour with so much information. My little brain was like, "This dude is writing my essay. It's amazing."
So should we start with, it's not news, everyone knew about it, but it's quite different when you hear from like experts, like people that actually help to create social media.
Yeah.
Like because we all knew about this, but it's quite scary when someone that created this thing says like, this is bad, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I especially like it impacted me the guy from I think he worked used to work for Facebook. I didn't write his
Justin
name. Justin?
Justin wrote something. The guy that created the like button.
Yes, so it's exactly what I was gonna say. Okay, I didn't write his name. Good thing you wrote it. He said that when he was responsible for creating the like button, and when he did it, it was just as a way of spreading positivity. He never knew it was gonna become what it became. You know, that's
Oh yeah,
so wow, right? It's like
yeah. Because like, sorry,
no, it's okay. You can continue.
I said because it was something to like spread positivity, and it turned out to be kind of a competition, like who's the coolest kid, you know.
Yeah.
And unfortunately this is leading into like depression, anxiety, like self-harm, and like attempts of suicide even. But yeah, like, like what was supposed to be a good thing, it turned out to be like a bad thing. It doesn't mean that it was created with a bad intent. It just means that sometimes people just turn something on into something bad. And
Yeah,
like yeah.
for sure. I think it's just crazy, isn't it? Because this guy, he never meant for people to be affected by this. He literally
Yeah.
just wanted to spread positivity. So it must be also like so heartbreaking for him to see something he created to be a positive l- become like something so bad for the new generation that uses social media.
Yeah. And like it's very interesting how they explain like the algorithms, like
Didn't understand it at all. I felt so dumb. But
it's not
interesting nonetheless. But yeah.
it's it's interesting, like, because I don't know much about it as well, but like you can have an idea more or less like how they explain like how it works and stuff. I
Yeah.
think very interesting for them to like to explain like, oh, this works this way. So for example, if you Google, you know, Nike or Nike, it depends. Because Nike is American English. um if you research like any brand, like you want to buy something, and then you go on Instagram, for example, between like Insta stories, it starts like appearing like ads about the stuff that you Google. Like
Yeah.
that's like the algorithms, like they want you to spend money, they want you to spend more time like in social media, like like even if it's just like ads or like uh scrolling on the feed and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. The more clicks they get, the more they can sell you. So,
mhm,
and speaking of like you searching something and getting ads for that thing, that happened to me very recently. When we were doing the research for immersive storytelling,
mhm,
I was researching like short animated movies. And do you remember me sending you and Paula a message like, "Oh my god, in Heartbeat, the dude was holding a Oscar Wilde book." Remember me saying that?
mhm. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was the picture of Dorian Gray. And on my YouTube, since that day, has just been like ads for that book ever since, just for me to buy it. Just a picture of Dorian Gray. It's not even any other book from Oscar Wilde. It's just that
Mhm.
one,
That one. Yeah,
which is like I didn't even search the book. I just like zoomed in on the image and I looked at comments.
yeah.
It was
uh,
quite scary.
yeah, it is. And like this happens with every like social media, like Facebook, Insta, YouTube, like anything that has ads on it. It's
Yeah,
just it's just like mind-blowing. and,
exactly.
and a bit like, don't you feel a bit like someone is trying to control you?
Yeah, like you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of a book. I haven't read it to like all of it. I've been listening to the audiobook, but I haven't like gotten to the middle of anything. But it's George Orwell's 1984. You maybe have heard of it. It's very famous. Considered a classic novel. It talks about this dystopian world where
Oh.
everyone is being controlled by a bigger identity, which is called Big Brother, hence
Mm.
where the name came from for the show we have
Yeah.
nowadays. Like, so everyone is constantly being watched. They can't do stuff that isn't correct according to this identity. They can think there's like a thought police and stuff like that. And it kind
Mhm.
of reminds me of a bit of social media in a scary way. And this book was written in like 1930s, maybe. I don't even know, but I think it was either before the Second World War or right after that war. So it's like around the 30s. So
Yeah.
it was very long ago, and it's crazy how it could like in a way predict that there was going to be something that was constantly watching you, constantly almost manipulating you, because I feel like social media has that power. like very subtly to
Yeah.
manipulate your thought as well.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, like have you noticed like the amount of hours they spend on social media?
Yeah.
Like it's that's what they want. And like especially now that we are all at home, like your
Yeah.
social life is your social media, if that makes sense.
Oh, Jeff, the producer from the
Mhm.
documentary, he said during the seminar something about that, like spending time, like more time on social media now during quarantine. Like, I think the interviewer was asking like if he thought that it wasn't advantages now that we had social media because we're in a global pandemic, and he was like, no, he doesn't think it's a good thing because he thinks it is even worse spending that much time now in quarantine because you're isolated. So all you're seeing, all you're doing is comparing yourself to others. Like the more time you spend, you keep your mindset just on that, and it's even worse. And he said that, like, especially for like kids and teenagers and all of that, that already were feeling like anxious or feelings of depression, that it could be very, very bad being
Yeah,
exposed and isolated and just doing that all day, which a lot of people do, just spend their entire day on the like social media, just mindlessly scrolling through their feeds.
yeah. um yeah, it does make sense though what he's saying.
Yeah.
um and like by that, can we speak about filters on snap blah filters on Snapchat and Instagram mainly. I don't think like for at least I don't use any other. I don't use filters. I don't even post much on Insta stories. But uh
Yeah, me neither.
while while I was like making a research about, I think it was even about a social dilemma. I don't remember why I started doing this research. I found a video of Selena Gomez. We all know Selena Gomez from like Disney Channel,
Yeah.
and like
Our childhood.
I'm even I'm even going to show you the video. We can't add this to the podcast, guys, because we can do it. you know.
No, we can put it on ironically on our social media.
No, yeah. No, but I feel like you cannot keep the audio on the
Oh,
podcast.
yeah,
Like
but
you can,
if you want what she's gonna show me, we're gonna put it on Twitter and
yeah,
Instagram.
like, but if you wanna watch the videos like 1 minute 40, and
Hmm.
she's talking about filters on this on social media, and like how these filters they define the standards of beauty, like, and why they do this, you know. But I'll show you the video, and like if you guys want to see the video or check our social media. So yeah, do you understand like more or less where the like standards came from, like
Yeah, I'm just trying to recover from those filters. She was so funny.
like they're really funny though, but it's true, like all the cute filters that you see, they are mainly like blue eyes or like green. It's really rare it's really rare uh for you to find um a filter that keeps the brown eyes and it's
Yeah.
cute, you know.
They
Or
talked about this on Social Dilemma as well. They called it, I don't know who said it, but they called it Snapchat dysmorphia.
yeah,
So like you get so used to seeing your face with those filters on that when you see yourself without it, you just think you look bad. You know, you're so
yeah,
used to that being the standard pattern of beauty that you're just like, no, I look bad without these. There's you I don't know if you noticed, but like on Instagram especially, I don't really use Snapchat, so I don't know. But on Instagram, I see a lot of people when they do Insta stories just using always the filters. It's like they can't do a story without a filter on.
yeah, 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 exactly. You know which one is my favorite filter on Instagram? Like
I
I
like the
don't
ones
have
from
it.
Photo Booth, the one that make your face look very stupid. It's very funny.
No, usually my favorite, like when I talk with my family, is the one that makes your mouth really big, the one that slim.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
use that
love
one.
that. I love that. And like when you talk, it makes your mouth even bigger. Like that's my favorite. And the second favorite, I don't have it on my Insta, but this girl that I follow, she's always making like really serious speeches, but like with this filter, so makes it funny. It's just an
Mhm.
orange with eyes and a mouth.
Oh, oh my god! I took a photo of that with me and my mom. It's so funny. I
It's so funny.
I don't know where I have it. Oh my god! I want to show you now. Wait, it was so funny because it was on Instagram as well. That filter, and we're just two oranges with eyes and a big ass mouth, and we're like, okay, we love this. Yes, we stand this filter. Where is it?
Yeah,
Where's my
it's
Instagram?
really funny. It's my favorite filter.
There's also, have you seen the one where it's like, I think it's called uh aristocratic cats or painting
The
cats
Aristocats.
or aristocats. No, it's like one there's like those very old paintings of,
Mm.
you know, from like royalty and stuff, and sometimes they painted cats, so it's just like those cats in in old paintings, but then your eyes and mouth are the one, and it's so awesome. It's amazing. I love it.
I have never like watched those that you
Oh, I need
about.
to send you that one. That one,
But
yes, gold.
I I actually follow this girl because like she's not my friend, but we were in the same school
Yeah.
and we were like 14. Um and all I'm not joking, all the pictures that she posts, it's like with the same filter. Like you go to like you can see that it's a filter because like I know her and like then you can see that it's a filter.
Yeah.
But all the pictures, I'm not joking, all the pictures that she posts, unless there's like a picture with friends, it's with the same filter. And all the Insta stories that she puts on, it's with that filter. So that like it's an example like how like filters and like using how using Spark AR is not my favorite thing.
Oh, I don't like Spark AR.
I hate it.
It's so hard
When
to use.
yeah, and when Emily said we need to use it again, like I'm just glad my laptop doesn't run it like at all. So
Oh, it
I don't need to
doesn't.
use it. It doesn't. Like
Oh.
last trimester, I had problems with the things that she sent, so I couldn't use it. So if you go to my blog, there's nothing about Spark AR. And then like there was an update on the software and like I had to like re-download it and it didn't work anyway. So I was just like, well, what
At
a
least I
shame.
tried.
I'm sorry, Emily.
That's, yeah. I was trying to find the picture of the oh, oh no, it was on my background. It looked like it was it. But maybe you've seen it because I used to have it as my WhatsApp background.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love it.
um,
I
um
love it.
but yeah, I also don't like Spark Air. It's very weird because it doesn't run on my Windows software because
Yeah,
I have Windows 8. So it runs on my Mac software, which I don't have
yeah,
a Mac, but it's on my computer. My uncle managed to install it almost like you have Linux, I
yeah.
don't know, on your computer, but it's like a Mac. So it only runs there, and it's still, I don't know, I don't like it either. It's very weird. I think it can be fun for like, I don't know, advertisement stuff. Imagine
Mm-hmm.
for our podcast, it could be fun, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, nah, not my type of
Yeah,
program.
not my favorite program to use.
How do we go from social dilemma to roasting Spark AR?
Because of filters and like you use Spark AR to do filters.
Yeah. For the
So
people listening to this who don't know what Spark AR is, it's a
oh
program
yeah,
to make filters for Instagram. Instagram and Facebook as well, or just Instagram? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure too, but no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure either.
We're very, very good on this episode. We are so
That's all.
prepared. It's
That's
incredible.
every Friday.
Yeah, but I feel like this week is even worse. There's a quote they said on Social Dilemma that I want to discuss, that it says, if the product is free, then you're the one being sold. So, like, if you're not paying for it, then you're the product.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. I mean, it does make sense. Like you don't pay for social media, but I mean, somehow they need to make money.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Um, I what I liked about this is I didn't think too much about this. Like when I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. And
Mm-hmm.
it's scary, but it makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the seminar, they asked Jeff if there was. Um, I'm gonna call him by his first name because I don't know how to pronounce his last name. but they asked him if I don't remember the question exactly, but it was something like, what can be done to change this? You know, and
Yeah.
he said that in a way, the good thing about social media is that it keeps you connected to the people who you can't contact, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the good thing about social media. So if you want to stay connected with people, you would think that people wouldn't mind paying like a monthly fee to be able to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine like they charged like monthly, like you do for Netflix, for you to use this social media that allows you to connect with people,
Mm-hmm.
right? That way, you would be paying for a product, and you wouldn't be the product because you're paying for the product,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's what Jeff said. But he also said that on the other hand, he knows that these social media have thought about doing this, but the reason why they don't do it is because they gain much more money from selling us than they would get from us paying them monthly.
They
Isn't that
like
ridiculous? The amount of money they must make just from selling our data.
they
I
are
mean, they
selling.
are the richest companies in the world, so it makes sense, but still, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
They like selling our asses.
They're selling our everything.
It does, but I mean, would you pay for social media?
I mean, if he was to connect with someone, like with people that I can't otherwise, I think so.
Yeah.
I think I would. If it wasn't like a ridiculous amount, every month. If it was like the same as you pay for, I don't know, Netflix, imagine, every month. But it had the same advantages of normal social media. Imagine a social media that was everything combined. So, like Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat and Twitter, everything in one, Tumblr. So, like
That-
everything inside one social media that you pay a monthly fee for just to stay in contact with people and keep yourself like busy and
I mean,
entertained.
technically, our phones allow us to do it. We just have social media because we want to.
Yeah,
So,
true.
like for
But I
example,
mean,
for people who has iPhones, we have FaceTime. Like you just need internet, and you usually already like pay for it because you need to have a number.
yeah, yeah,
uh,
no, sure. But when I say connecting with people, I mean, imagine my mom, I think my mom has been trying to find a friend from her school that she lost contact with. She's never going to be able to contact her through her phone, but she might be able to find her on social media. That's the
mhm.
type of connecting I was talking about,
Okay.
if it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
But you have a point. Yeah, we already can do that with just internet, which you pay for. But in a way, I feel like people need social media to to keep themselves entertained. So you kind of need that aspect of it.
I mean, I love watching YouTube videos.
Yeah, me too. It's a great entertainment.
Yeah, it is. Um, for example, Facebook. I don't even know why I have a Facebook.
Same. I haven't used it. Like we don't use it that much. I use it more now because we have a Facebook for the podcast.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I used to go there like once every like 4 months, maybe.
We used to have I used to use it more often
Me
because
too.
job, like my previous boss used, like we had a group on Facebook where like they posted the rota and stuff. So it was more because of that. Like I don't really use Facebook. Like I use Messenger to speak with my mom,
Yeah,
but that's it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know. That's the thing, isn't it? Because I feel like, and it's different for us because we've grown in a generation with social media. Like YouTube first appeared in 2005, so especially for me, you're older than me, but like
Mhm.
I was what 6 years in 2005, so social media has basically been with me since my entire life. I've
Yeah.
grown with it, and so have you. Like you're older than me, but it's not that much of a difference.
But I mean, like I never used much, like I remember like by the time like Facebook was released and something, like my mom didn't allow me to have like social media. Like because I was too young to have one. Like why do I need one, you know?
Yeah,
And like I was, anyways, I was always a kid, like I would rather to go outside and play football than like stay inside and like watch TV, for example,
mm-hmm.
like I remember at the time when I was a kid, like there was this game online called The West, and like is that those kind of games, like they take hours, like you leave your character doing something like catching potatoes or something, and you go like, and like after 6 hours like everything is done, like
Yeah.
you have potatoes, for example. um
Mhm.
so yeah, I was like the kind of kid, like I would wake up at like 7 a.m. to watch like how do you, I forgot, Disney, the thing that we used to have in Portugal, it was Disney something,
Disney Channel.
not Disney Channel. Like it was on the Portuguese TV. Like it was a Disney something that had like we used to have like Impossible and stuff.
Yeah, that was on RTP2. RTP2. It sounds like
Dis-
a Star Wars name character.
no, I think it was yeah, Disney Kids
Oh,
on
yeah.
on C. See, it was Disney, but I was like Disney Channel. No, it's not Disney Channel.
But
Okay,
there's
yeah,
a
like
there's a channel called Disney Kids as well.
yeah, but like Seek used to like do it
Hmm.
when like since 2015 we don't have it anymore, but every weekend we used to have it like at 7 a.m., like Kim Possible and stuff. So I remember like I would wake up really early to watch it while I have breakfast. Then like as soon as that finished, because I don't remember how long it was, like it must be like 2 hours or something. And then I used to go outside and play football with my cousins and my brothers. So I was always like outside mainly, not like in front of like a laptop or something.
Yeah. You see, I feel like for me, I had a different experience. I don't know if our age really does make a difference because it's like 2 years, but it does make a kind of a difference in a way. Because I'm introverted as well, it also helps. So I didn't
Mhm.
like. I mean, I used to spend a lot of my time in my front neighbor's house. Like I consider them my neighbors, my front neighbors' kids,
Mhm.
my brothers almost. I've known them for like all my life. Um,
Yeah.
so I used to spend a lot of time with them. We used to do a lot of like silly kids like plays and stuff, and like playing PlayStation as well,
Yeah.
and watching movies and that type of thing. But I still was really into social media. Not like when I was super little, I don't think. Like my neighbor's youngest kid, maybe she spent like most she's 4 years younger than me, so she really spent her whole entire life with social media, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Um, so she was more affected by it than me. but I still really liked it. I remember being like, I don't know, 7 or 8, and just being on YouTube, just looking at like music on YouTube and just singing happily, which is not toxic in a way. It's music, it's fine. So I
See,
think I wasn't affected as much because of that.
you were, because technology evolves so quickly, like every year, like not even every year, like it takes months for its stuff to change. And like I remember being on YouTube, for example, and like I had to be careful with the amount of hours I was there because the internet was limited, remember?
No, oh my god.
Oh, see? Like I remember once in this was when Miley released the Can't Be Tamed. Can't Be Tamed. How?
Yeah, Can't Be Tamed, the album.
Yeah, I just want to see the year of the album.
2014, 2013, around that time, I think. Or maybe
2010.
2010. Oh my god, I really am.
Yeah.
We're really getting old. I really thought that was like older. I mean, younger. What?
2010. So I was 13.
I was 11.
I was 13, and I remember this month, like this was like a month I found not found, like she released it and I really liked the album, and I was watching like full concert online, like on YouTube, and like I watched the full concert, so it's like an hour more or less, and like my mom, she tripped out, like she was so pissed off in the end of the month because the bill for of internet was really high, and yeah, like she didn't like it at all. So I remember that, like,
You didn't
internet.
hold a grudge at all, huh? After all
Yeah,
these years.
internet was used to be limited, so
I don't
it.
remember that. I think, I don't know, man, because I really don't know. Because my dad used to, like, I don't know how to say it, but like, my dad used to get channels. So, like, for me to watch Disney Channel or Nickelodeon or stuff like that, we didn't pay for it. My dad, like, had a way of
Mhm.
putting those, like, of playing those from, like, Germany or something. I remember watching SpongeBob in German.
I yeah, I think at the time it depends. Like, like now, usually like internet is unlimited, or maybe still that has like some packages like where internet is limited. I don't know, but usually like you're able to find like nice package of like internet and like TV, for example, like Disney Channel and stuff, and like you
Yeah,
pay monthly and you can use whatever you want from like your internet. But like now it's like it can be like slower or not.
yeah. I mean, it's
uh,
really bad here.
and
Did
like
you see with the pandemic? It's worse. Like in Portugal, they said they might have to stop Netflix because the internet isn't enough for everyone who's using it during the pandemic.
wow,
Yeah, isn't
how
that
it how
crazy?
the question is how internet is not enough.
I don't know. I think it's not the connection we have in Portugal is not strong enough to hold so many devices at the same time. And if you're watching something that uses a lot of data, then
Hmm.
it's not like enough. The same thing for YouTube videos. So like the resolutions on YouTube.
Hmm.
I think now when you go on Portugal, when you try and watch a video on YouTube, it's by default is on like the 460 definition. You can still
For
change it to full HD, but it's
yeah,
by default on there because there will be people who don't know how to change it, so they still save it by doing that.
yeah. Do you mean 480?
Yeah, 480, sorry.
uh
Exactly. 480, 460, you know what I mean. 420.
but that's like that's
You didn't get my joke.
no.
My
I
god.
was not even like my brain was just like
This is
doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
this just proved to me that I'm the one who watches PewDiePie out of the two of us.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, like I mean, you can see like 2 years. It's already like it doesn't seem a big difference, but it's already a big difference because I do remember internet like being limited mainly. Like I remember like there was illimited ill I said this word so many times now I can say it.
Illimited.
Illimited, thank you.
Yeah.
Um there was packages with that, but they were really expensive, and like you could have like a good amount of internet, you know. Anyways, so I remember like my internet was limited, but that month I used to watch YouTube watching Miley Cyrus video. Then I was like, oh shit. So yeah,
Okay. We're getting. I think we need to go back to the social dilemma. We've done such a big
I mean,
tangent.
it's still related. Like we were talking about the amount of time that we spend in social media. Like
Yeah.
it like when I was growing up, my social media was Tumblr and YouTube. Okay, I didn't use.
Mine too. I didn't get into Twitter until like 3 years or 4 years ago because I didn't understand it. So I used to
Uh,
see YouTube and Tumblr as well. I learned English from YouTube, which is ridiculous if you think about it. It's just I don't know. But talking about this usage and stuff, they did say some statistics that we you were talking like before about depression and suicide and all of
mhm,
that. Trigger warning, by the way. I should have said it before, but trigger warning if this topic um is harmful to you, triggers you, don't like skip a few minutes. I don't know if we'll probably won't stay on this topic for too long,
yeah.
but they on the social dilemma they said that there was a very noticeable change on the
Mhm,
percentages from like depression um and suicide. So like they said, for hospital admissions for non-fatal self-harm, there was a 62% increase to teen girls. So like girls or 13 over, I think it's the age, and 151% increase for preteen girls, which is
it-
so much. And for suicide, it's similar. It's like 70% for teen girls and one. Wait, what did I say before? For hospital admissions for preteens is 189, not 151. 151 is for suicide. I, anyways, the point is that it's a very big increase
mhm.
for these, and they said and they saw that it was related to social media because it was around 2000 and I think they said 2005 2006, which was when social media started to appear.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot though.
That is a lot. Yeah.
I mean,
When I saw this the first time, I was like so shocked at the percentage because like 189, that's like so ridiculously high, you know?
mm,
It's more than 100% increase. It's ridiculous. It's almost 2000, 200% increase.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if you have like kids around you. Like I have a nephew and I have a little sister, and like my mom had to like say to my sister like there's no tablet at the table, like don't use your like devices, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and she's 9, she's turning 10 like soon, but like you know like soon in 3 months, but uh but yeah, it's scary how like nowadays like kids they grow up in this.
Yeah, they're so dependent on
Yeah,
this.
yeah, like my my nephew as well, like, but this is like PlayStation and stuff like that's usual. Like I love PlayStation as well, but we were more likely to play outside than they are now.
Yeah, for sure.
I was able to spend like a whole day playing PlayStation, you know, or like two in a row, but then like I had to go outside, like I had to go and play football or do something. And now they usually don't do it unless it's like extra,
Mandatory.
yeah, yeah, extra curricular something, or like their parents put them like in ballet or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's scary to see the change, and it hasn't been that long,
Yeah.
for like for since it's come out like 10, Not a little over 10 years. It's not that much.
For apparently it is for technology.
I mean, yeah, obviously. They talked about that as well in Social Dilemma, but I can remember the statistics. But it was like technology evolved like 500% or something ridiculous, whilst cars were like two times faster, and the rest of like changes in medicine were big, obviously, but minuscule in comparison to like how much technology had grown.
Yeah, I mean, like you like smartphones are a really good example of technology
Yeah.
evolving. Like Apple, they release a new phone every year. Like, I mean, you know,
I
like
mean,
there's no need.
but I mean, couldn't we argue that Apple and I swear Samsung releases a new phone every like 3 months. It's ridiculous because they
Yeah,
have different models of phones. So it's like the new version of this model and then the new version of that model. And you're like,
but,
okay, so many new phones. What's
yeah. But
instead?
I was sorry. I was speaking about top, um, like top modules, like like the expensive ones, like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But
because you have Samsung A, Samsung blah blah, like usually like the big ones that like they're like direct competition to Apple. It's like the Note and the S version of it. So
yeah, yeah. But couldn't we argue, and this goes with one of the lectures we're having at the time, actually,
Mhm.
that this isn't technology for the bin. So, like, fast technology that they just do for you to use 1 year and then throw away,
Yeah,
not something to be durable on purpose,
yeah, yeah.
which is
It's all about
terrible
money.
for the planet. Sorry to interrupt you.
Unfortunately, is all about money. Like you know,
Yeah, yeah, it's terrible. Did you see that video from our professor that he sent? He said that like if you sent the garbage to like the phone you used once once you used during a year and then threw away, instead of throwing away to like the places it goes, I don't know the name, um you send it back to the company, like the CEO, the person that said you're gonna do tech for the bin, and you send it back to his house or her house, probably his house. Wouldn't they like change aesthetics and stop doing technology for the bin? Did you see
yeah,
that? It
yeah,
was
yeah.
very interesting way of thinking about it. I think they would change it immediately if all the phones were going back to their houses. They would be
Mhm.
like, "Oh hell no!"
Yeah, yeah, going to their houses instead of the landfills. Yeah, yeah,
Land.
yeah, definitely. But the thing is, like, the only thing that gets to them is the money, so they don't care about it. But they should care more about the planet. I love how we from social dilemma we went to planet.
Planet.
Um,
Yeah.
no, but yeah, it's definitely true, and they should think about more eco-friendly solutions for this, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially because like every month there's a new technology like
Yeah.
emerging.
I
So
think it partially comes from the evolution of AI as well.
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like this big exponential growth comes from that as well,
Mm-hmm.
which it's very good that we have AI, but it's also like I don't know. I don't know if there's negatives. Obviously, there's social media, which is a negative in a way, but also has positives. But it's mostly negative.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess AI has negative things as well. But I feel like it's if it's well used and used for the good, can be such a good thing.
Yeah. But it's the same as social media. Like if you use social media for like your business, it's like free marketing,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Like there's a free part of it or and like you can pay as well, but like mainly you can create like for example Insta Instagram page like for your business. Like
yeah,
the same way we have it for our projects, and
yeah,
we are not paying and like it's like free marketing for us.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
um
It has its positives, obviously. I
yeah,
mean, it's not all negative. I feel like we wouldn't be doing this course if it was all negative, you know?
yeah, Yeah, of course not. Like we are studying like to know how to like unfortunately keep people
Interested.
in social media, but at the same time to know how to filter the good and bad. Like, like
Yeah,
one thing is like catching attention for your projects, like, it's art. Another thing is just like, oh, here, spend like your whole day in front of this
device.
screen, and like, and like just scroll through this the whole day because you have no life.
Yeah. So, what would you say is a good advice for our listeners to practice a safe social media usage?
Keep usage track of your usage on social media. Like, if I don't know about Android, but
You
like if
can track it as well.
yeah, if you have
Yeah.
like an iPhone, it's like you can track and you can put like a limit. So when you reach that limit, you get a notification, and you can do that to every social media you have or anything that you have on your phone. So
Yeah, on Samsung as well, it also allows you to do that. And
yeah,
it blocks, like it shuts down the app as soon as you hit the limit
yeah,
for the day.
but and I have a really good example of this. Like, um, when I'm with Six, when she's here, uh, I if I use like my phone like for an hour during the day, it's a lot. And then like when she's not, because I keep like we text a lot and like we do video calls and stuff,
Yeah,
it's like 11 hours. And like I go and I check the usage, and it's mostly like WhatsApp because we speak like through WhatsApp,
yeah, yeah,
being in a lockdown does affect a lot the usage that you have on your social media, or just your phone.
yeah. I feel like if you're, if being in a lockdown, because you're probably will still be when we release this episode, being in a lockdown right now, and if you want to stay safe on social media, you should do exactly what Pia said. Put a limit to it. Don't be like, don't overcompensate. Like, if you think in your head 1 hour is a lot, so you put 1 hour. You know, don't try and give yourself like 2 hours because you think you spend 2 hours daily. You're trying to reduce the amount of time you spend on it. So do put like a number that's realistic, and like stick to it, and then just try and do other stuff, like learn new hobbies. I don't know, read an actual book, or even watching TV. It's not very productive, but it's better than spending your time on social media, or even spend your time and go do like hygiene, is it called hygienic walk? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's how they call it in Portugal.
There's so much stuff to do. Like, even if you want to be on your laptop, fair enough, you have nothing else to do, but just don't spend time on your social media. Like, there's so many stuff to learn online anyways. There's like online courses. Like, just do one. Like, grab something you want to learn, something new, and like just refine your skills. Like,
Yeah,
for example, I've been trying to refine my skills on After Effects. Like, yeah, I do need to use YouTube, but at least I'm using YouTube to like learn something or like to refine my skills,
yeah,
you know
yeah, for
just
sure.
like I'm still consuming. Yeah, I'm aware of that, but at least it's just not like I don't spend my day and I'm like I didn't do anything productive.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And if you do spend, like, if you are unable to not spend your time on social media, and if you do end up spending your day on social media, make sure that you're following like non-toxic people. So people, if you look at someone's feed, and you're starting to think, oh, I wish I was like her, or I wish I was like him or they, you know just unfollow. That's really toxic for you. As soon as you start having that mentality, unfollow that person. Even if
Yeah.
it's a friend, if the friend doesn't do you any good, unfollow it. It won't be, he probably won't be happy with you, but I feel like if you explain it, they will understand.
if they're your friends.
Your close friends. If you're like fake friends, then fuck him.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, control. Be aware of the people you follow. Don't follow people that trigger you, and
Yeah.
don't compare yourself to other people's highlight reels.
Oh yeah. Don't do that. That's a no go.
No.
And make sure you support like small artists because most of them they use their social media to share their art. And like
Yeah,
I would rather to spend an hour look at something that's like creative and maybe it's going to like
inspire
bust,
you.
inspire me and just bust my creativity as well than like just looking at someone else for like half an hour because that's all they post.
Yeah, exactly. And you can also use social media for your hobbies. So like there's a side of Instagram that's just for books. It's called they call it Bookstagram, where they just post photos of books and they post reviews. They read this book and then they tell you like what they thought of it. And it's so positive because you're literally just talking about books and like recommending books. There's barely any faces on the Bookstagram. It's just books all around and people sharing their positivity with you and their interests and their likes. And it's refreshing really. So
Yeah.
remember that that side of things also exists.
The change needs to come for you. That's all I need to say.
Yeah, exactly. Well, on that note, we are gonna go. We will You will hear from us in 2 weeks and follow us on our social media, ironically. Um we promise we're not toxic. At least we try not to be. It is at a snake and a lion pod with an N instead of an end. And we also have a Patreon if you're interested, where we post extra content. And yeah, do you have anything to
Bye.
add? Bye.